Well, welcome everyone to Mondays with Barry, and here we are going to wrap up the game a bit later, but as usual we're going to look at a couple of headlines. This one says Peatling, Morgan, Star and Rupp win. Tell us about that, Barry.
Yes, that was a pretty good headline there, Collins, for a little 5'8" rover. We played Dimville in the last game of the season. We kicked Ian Morgan and I kicked practically the score. I kicked 7 and Ian Morgan kicked 6, and that was the headline of the last game before we won the flag that year. Which is a pretty good headline for young Barry Boy back in them days. Look at the young innocent little fella there.
Innocent eyes.
And this other thing, yes, Kelly, you can explain.
It says Too Keen, and this is between Stawell and Rapunyup in 1965, and this was in the Herald.
Alf Brown.
Alf Brown, and just tell us the context of the story.
Well, before we done this, before we did this interview today, I took the city. I said, I got the same sort of thing that happened to Louis on Saturday. Went up from Mark, come down, banged my shoulder, knocked everything out. I'm on the ground. I was in agony, like Louis was on Saturday afternoon. But anyway, they carried me off the stretcher, and I fiddled around trying to do something. Next, and the St John Downers came in, the fellow came in the room and pulled me back in, back in joint, back in place. I went back on again, to come off again, but it's very similar injury. Louis is a very innocuous injury on Saturday. He went up from up and come down. Very similar to me. And here it is, but it made the headlines.
Just tell us what happened to Louis for the ones who don't know.
Louis, the headlines of this video today, the curse continues. We didn't know what was going on because he was out in the middle of the ground, he was laying down. I thought he'd probably got a knock on the stomach or something. And next thing, they're waving the stretcher. So they carried him off. I was seeing him go in the room and he was in agony. Because he must have been worse than mine, because he just couldn't move his arm at all. So we finally got the ambulance about half an hour later, and I tried to ring him yesterday, but he probably wouldn't be capable of using the phone. But they took him to Frankston Hospital, and they inserted all these injections in his arm with all these different. They kept pumping stuff into him. And the fellow said, "Oh, you're going to go a bit crazy. You're going to feel a bit crazy a bit, Louis, because he's shaking. It was a bit of shock." Because Nikki was there and she was pulled back and she was in a bit of a mess. I said, "Well, just hang on, Nikki. He'll be all right." But they finally got him off the hospital. So hopefully I haven't heard anything since, but hopefully he's going all right, because he wasn't very well, Carl. Horrible.
Well, let's get stuck straight into the game then, Barry. Tell us about the weather and any changes.
It wasn't a bad sort of day for football, as a matter of fact. But their ground, the Seaford ground, the grasses or what, it was all brown. It changed colour. But it was in pretty good nick. It was a good day for football.
So it wasn't like some of the grounds you've seen?
No, it was pretty good.
Okay, well tell us the changes.
Out with DeLuca, of course. He was at the game on Saturday. Very good. Fabian, good to see you get back. He's on his crutches, and he was in the room with Lou when he was not well. He's out, of course, and there's Jesse O'Dell out, Pearson out, and Paddy Kane out. In comes Harrison, Lewis, Nana, and Nicky also.
So some good ends there.
Yeah, it was. Harrison took a while to get going. He got going as the day got on. He got back in the game, but I think he did get injured. But sad day. Anyway.
Well, we'll get into the game. Just the first half. Tell us the first half.
Well, the first half was pretty even. Seaford got a couple of goals in front, but in the second quarter, the gates opened, and I kicked about 8 goals in about 6 minutes. 7 minutes. It was unbelievable football it was. They just took us apart. The Sammy Cartman again, he is a Lamar. We had about another 12 possession in the first quarter. Finished up with about 28-29. He's a little freak, that fella.
There is talk about you switching to Seaford because they've got the Richmond colours.
I wouldn't think so, Colin. But I told the viewers last week Richmond would win by at least 10 goals. They won by 12.
Very good.
Without one eye. But I must mention about Robbie Lancaster in the second quarter here, in the second half of the game. He's been playing all right the last few weeks, Robbie, and of course Sammy and Louis was playing well before he got injured, because he went off after half time. So Sammy, as I said, Sammy was playing well, but I don't know what the scores at half time. They were about 12 something. We were about 3 something. I think.
That's about right.
Not worth remembering about the score at all, because it was pathetic.
Well, what was the full-time score then, Barry? Do you know?
I think it was 17-22 Seaford to about 7-9 us, which is not worth remembering at all.
So any second half, what was the second half like?
Well, the second half, Well, actually, they didn't score very much after the second half, but we didn't either. They kicked about 5 goals in the second half, but they kicked 12 in the first half. But we were just battling along and just going along with the flow. And of course, when Louis went off, the whole side sort of
slumped.
Oh, it was just a horrible exhibition of luck.
Well, as you said in the headline, the curse continues.
Yeah, because when Louis went down, I mean, sorry, naturally the captain, but he was playing well, Louis. And but anyway, that's over. That's history now.
That's history. You can't cry over spilt milk.
No, you've got to put up with these things. But I cannot believe the luck we've been having this year. It's 2012. We'll have to forget it.
To wipe it off. Now give us the goal kickers then.
Well, goal kickers, Carney kicked 3 goals. Kicked 2 goals in about 2 minutes. Everyone saves their game.
Right. So he's finally doing something.
Well, he got kicked 3 goals. Louis kicked 1 early doors.
Yep.
Nana kicked 1, and Robbie Lancaster kicked a lovely goal too.
Okay. Well, give us the group of best players.
Well, Finney Moore. He's a tough. He played all right on Saturday afternoon. I like him. He's got plenty of going. I think he'll finish up a good centre back fullback one day.
Yeah, you have given a few mentions over the course.
He is. I must mention about Gentle. Played a very good game on Kruska. I kept him to 2 goals.
Is it Kruska their full forward?
Yeah, he's a gun. And he kicked. Yeah. Sorry, Gentle. I'll tell you what. You did play a good game, mate. You're one of the best players for sure. But
okay.
He's. Well, the Keysborough connection wasn't too flash this year, Colin.
But he's been the only. He's been the gem.
He is.
The diamond in the rough.
He has put in, and of course Danny Moore was put in too, but he got the flick. No, but we forget about the Keysborough connection. That wasn't a very good result at all.
All right.
Lancaster, Carpenter, Jason Clark.
Yep.
Lewis, of course, till he was injured. He was in their best place until he got injured. But the votes.
Give us the votes. 1 vote.
1 vote to Jason Clark. Played a good game. The ruck. He put in. He was doing a good job. Lancaster, another good game. 2 votes.
2 votes. Okay. Now give us the 3 votes.
Not very hard to choose it from, because Sammy Carpenter played an unbelievable game. About 26, 25, 28 possessions.
He might be, I think, warm favourite for best and fairest this year.
DeLuca and him would have been.
It was going to be a battle early on. You're looking. Louis was having but he's had too much time out. DeLuca's finished for the season, pretty much.
Well, now Sammy be mine in front of him.
Harrison's had too many injuries.
Yeah.
It's been an injury-ravaged season, hasn't it?
Well, I've got all the results over there. I'll count them up next week, and when we finish the season. But I give Finney Moore a good mention. He's a good, tough, good footballer, Finney.
Okay, Barry. Tell us, were there any highlights in this game?
No, there's very, very few highlights at all, Colin. Apart from the fact that Sammy Carpenter took this mark in the 3rd quarter. I know he's only got 1.5 arms, but he took this one. He rolled over right in front of us down. One hand, he's rolled it up. Oh my God, it was a fantastic mark. But that was the only highlight of the game, and I think worth talking about.
Okay, so it was a highlight. Not many highlights in this game. So you've got some comments, particularly what's happening with Chappell, coaching at Chappell.
Look, I'll tell you something about Chappell. No interruption. I'm going to tell you. When we first come here, he was first year last year. I predicted. Remember this? I predicted Chelsea to finish in the top 3 last year, and they did finish in the top 3. It was Chappell's coaching, and this year, up to about 7 or 8 weeks ago, was 6-3, or about 6 weeks ago. And since all these injuries and all these clowns out there getting stuck in the Chappell, look, you can only do what you got with the material you got out there on the ground. And we have the last 4 or 5 weeks. We've had half a side out there, half a side, and all been stars. If you have 1 or 2 stars missing in your marquee players in this competition, you're in trouble. When you got about 6, you're in very big trouble. So leave him alone. I don't know if he's still going to coach here next year. I don't know, but he's a good coach with the right material, Chappell. So that's enough said about that. So.
So what do you say to the doubters and the mockers and the scoffers?
Look, I told you last week. When you're going bad, the rumours will run around all the time, and they'll be always against the coach. And you can only do it. We're going to play Karingal next week. God help us.
Over here.
They beat they beat Pines last week. I was at Pines by 23 goals or something. So it's not going to be. Don't get
your hopes up.
Prepared next week for. But it might be...
So you'd say supporters need to be a bit more supportive this week?
Well, you got to. I mean, you just can't. I mean, everyone's talking about, oh, they're all leaving, Damon's leaving, someone else is leaving, Carmony's leaving. I don't know where they get all these rumours from, but just leave Chappell alone. I mean, I hope he's still coach the next coach to finish the season, because you know...
In your heart of hearts, though, even though you want him to coach, do you think he might be gone?
Oh, I think the way they're talking, yeah, but as you say, rumours make rumours, but nobody could have got any... We've done a fair job for the first quarter of last week, but then the players and the experience and ability, it just runs out, and that's when the other sides have taken over. They've just been destroying us the last few weeks, and that's what...
So you're saying it's not the coach's fault?
No,
is your message?
No, well, they're not responding to him at the moment. That's what's happening.
Well, that may mean it is the coach's fault.
Well, but they mightn't have the brains to respond, Colin.
They seem like smart guys to me.
No, well, it's only we've got a lot of young kids playing now. We had 6 last week, I think. We had about 4 or 5 last weekend. But leave him alone. He's doing his best, and sometimes your best is not good enough. But that's what's going on. That's my opinion about Chappell. You can coach with the right material.
Okay.
So there.
Well, just finally, any further news on Louis?
No, I tried to ring him up. I rang up, I left a couple of messages. I just left a message. I knew he couldn't answer for me because he only got one.
You might be able to communicate through this video. You might be watching this video.
Well,
on the telephone.
Nicky, if you're watching this video, sweetheart, give me a call and tell me what they've done, what's the situation with him, because I presume he probably would have went home next day, wouldn't he? He wouldn't keep in the hospital for a...
Well, he can watch this on his phone.
Yeah, I'm saying, but
yeah.
I think I'll...
So have you got a message to Louis?
Yeah, give me a ring, Louis or Nicky, and let me go and know how you're getting on, because it wasn't too fresh on Saturday night, Colin.
Do you have any encouraging words for him?
Well, chap was in the room too, and there was a few of us, and Fabian was there, giving a bit of encouragement, and but at the time he was in another world, because I was sticking all the dope in his arm.
Okay, so
morphine and
when he
everything.
gets home and watches this video,
give us a ring, Louis, and let me know.
What could you say that's going to help him?
Well, just keep your chin up. Keep your chin up, mate, and it'll heal up pretty quick with a bit of luck. And next year, he's only got 6 games to go, I think, for his 200.
Okay.
Officially. The Snake was telling me on Saturday, so I presume he'll... but anyway, we'll just have to wait and see what the prognostication was about his injury.
Okay, so we wish him well to get better.
Yeah, wish you well, Louis.
All right, well, that's...
Stick by him, Nicky, and you're a good girl too. She's a darling.
I think that's it for the interview. That's it from me.
And that's it for me, and see you next week.